And this didn't lead anywhere. There were absolutely no changes made, and Muta is here writing the history so him and his fraudulent friends can come out on top. Nick exposes Max whilst parodying him and makes some genuine entertainment, and Muta just sits there like an idiot with egg on his face and simply tells you what happened. Remarkably unentertaining content.
This is crazy. He released this video on the 24th of November 2022. Mutahar released his video backing away from it on the 24th of November 2022. Wow. Mutahar retroactively doing an investigation and finding a bunch of bad stuff about something he willingly participated in before. Wow. Where have we seen that before, guys? Out, and I've kind of been a bit disinterested because I've talked a lot about the Mutahar stuff recently. But there is actually some information in here that I think is worth having a look at. You know, and I think also it does cast, I think, a different light on this completionist stuff. I feel like there's this effort to discredit everything, and I'm just like, I don't know if you can discredit everything. I think that's excessive. But I do think it's interesting to, you know, look at it from a different angle, or someone that is maybe being hypercritical of everything, you know? Oh my god. I think we might do a double feature. Maybe. Wait, have I watched this before? Yeah, I've watched this guy before, I think. Anyway, let's have a look.
Ordinary Gamers has found him.
He's also British as well, which I always appreciate. Maybe not a double feature today, but there is another video I may be interested in watching, maybe another time. But let's have a look at this. It's only 24 minutes long, and it goes over some stuff that we haven't spoken about yet. So let's have a little look and see. Let's see what we think, guys.
I'm kind of the aficionado of handing out these reality checks to a lot of things.
Mutahar of Some Ordinary Gamers has found himself in some controversy recently. What an unlucky guy. It turned out that Mama Max was a complete freak. Who'd have thought it? And it also turned out that Nux Taku was a freak. And this is all blowing up in poor old Muta's face. But I actually don't think that Mutahar is an unlucky guy. In fact, despite all of these
it's just... The talking up of yourself, I can't bear. I can't bear it. I hate it. I hate it when people big themselves up to that level. Like, I'm the guy that does this. I'm the guy that does that. It just feels very self-serving and very like, all right, mate, calm down. Calm down a little bit, mate, okay? Like, getting a bit big for your britches there.
Controversies. Muta is probably the luckiest YouTuber I can think of. There are a lot of creators questioning Muta's character regarding how he's dealt with these recent controversies.
Hey!
But I'd like to question his content, because despite his success, Muta is one of the most
Well, I mean, to be fair there, okay, to credit where it's due, Queeman is the OG of the Mutahar hate. So let's get it straight for a second, okay? I somewhat had some element in it of challenging him on stream, I guess, but like, Queeman was on the Mutahar hate train before everyone else was, okay? He was on it like white on rice, okay? Let's not eliminate the thing. Apparently this is the woman who holds the record for 929 most men banged in 24 hours. He's mentioned later, give the glazing a rest. No! Bro, Queeman deserves a lot of credit for, you know, having been on this train for a while now, and I just wouldn't want that to be taken away from him at any opportunity, okay?
Questioning Muta's character regarding how he's dealt with these recent controversies. But I'd like to question his content, because despite his success, Muta is one of the most incompetent and unentertaining YouTubers out there. So I thought I'd give an overview of the Some Ordinary Gamers channel and make the case of Mutahar being YouTube's luckiest creator. In an attempt to prove that I'm not just some unhinged hater, I will compliment the fact that he has made some good decisions. He's kept up with the times, diversifying his content, and he's collaborated with other online friend simulators, so shut-ins without any contact with the real world can add him to their imaginary friend groups. I see people on the hellhole that is Reddit commenting things such as, I miss when Mutahar wasn't a drama YouTuber, and that they missed the days when he'd make his horror-related gaming content. Looking back at the older stuff on his channel, it is quite endearing. One thing I would like to bring up was his DDoSing video, because
Bro! Look how young he looks here. It's almost like he's aged out of looking Indian. I know he still looks somewhat Indian, but he looks way more Indian here.
Is a tech guy. This isn't quite what I expected, and I found it fairly funny to look back at, simply because if someone were making these comments today, it would purely be written off as bait.
I hope some of you have heard the term DDoSing. If you don't know what it is, it's denial of service. If you knock me offline, I really don't give a shit. I honestly don't. I could give less of a fuck. But when we're trying to have fun, when we're streaming or something, you know, when we're just relaxing, please don't. I mean, I'm not, you know, probably the actual DDoS might be like, oh, you mad, Mutahar? You mad? Yeah, I'm mad. I'm mad that there are people in the world who like to ruin the fun of others. You know what I mean? That's really, really sad. That's sad, pathetic, and everything that anyone can possibly think of. I mean, if your fun lies in coming to my Twitch stream page and just knocking it offline, if that's fun to you, you need to go outside, because there's a world out there that you can explore.
I don't know about back then, but this seems to be prime lolcow behavior. Along with Muta's gaming content, he was also popular for creepypasta reading videos. This guy has made an insane amount of these. I didn't want to take too much time looking through.
Oh, does he mean lolcow as in you're requesting trolls to not do something? Is that what he's getting at? Yeah, maybe I don't see it quite as clearly, I guess, but I can see where he's coming from. It's like, you know, you're pleading with trolls to, like, not DDoS you. You're better off just ignoring them, would be the logic, right?
These, but here's a Sonic one and a Contra one, both in the middle of the playlist. For the Sonic one, he stumbles his way through reading this, putting on this silly, spooky type of voice.
There was a small gap in the floor before the sign, and after touching the sign, instead of running to the right, like he usually does, Sonic turned around and just looked in the direction of the gap for about 30 seconds.
And at the end of the Contra one, he seems to be taking it so seriously. I know he's playing into it for spooky effect or whatever, but it just seems so stupid.
No virus can really launch a Genesis game and allow it to respond to you, you know, via voice, unless you download a hacked ZSNES emulator, a really hacked one, by the way, which I don't even know if that emulator is like open source or anything, which if it isn't, then
this is new.
That's really hard to do. Now, could it have been the works of a video editing solution and some dark arts in the acting for Let's Plays? Who knows? Hell, for all I know, this could be the real deal. And if that's the case, it's fucking terrifying.
It's a mystery to me why this stuff has such a big audience. Or at least, why is this the guy that you want to hear read them?
I remember watching my brother play through Contra 3 on the SNES back in the day. After seeing that face for the first time, though, it would haunt me for quite a while.
But if Some Ordinary Gamers was just a subpar horror YouTube channel, we wouldn't be making this.
I mean, you know, this is where I start to feel like it gets to like the pure hater energy, the pure detractor energy, because I'm like, yeah, it's cringe and it sounds gay and lame and not good, but it's like, it's old content, isn't it? But obviously, yeah, you listen to it and you're like, oh, that's rough. I mean, but how long ago is this? Presumably this must be like, what, a decade ago? Yeah, exactly. I actually quite like this Liquid Sonic person. I'm pretty sure I watched a video of theirs before. Whether that was on or off stream, I can't remember. I liked it. But I think this is... I mean, I don't think he's like a Mutahar detractor. But I think he does, like, you know, pieces about people and just, you know, has that kind of detractor energy. Even though he's not obviously detracting everyone. He's got that kind of energy about it, I think.
This video.
So
let's take a leap forward and look at Muta diversifying his content. As I was browsing, I found this Girlfriends Hate These Games video, and there was a segment I thought that would be interesting to see what he said about due to, you know, recent controversies. But don't get your hopes up, okay? He reads this segment where someone's trashing this probably creepy dating simulator. Then he gives this wonderful bit of commentary.
Is all you can come up with when asked for evidence of your progress, you might want to look into the many sequels of Tokimeki, seeing as how she'll never go out with you again.
Oh!
Whoo! Damn, man. This guy's just straight up going there. Okay, similar offender is Leisure Suit Larry.
This reminds me of like a Stomedy or Jinx level of interaction with the content.
Well, hang on, what? Okay, let's actually
this guy's just straight up.
What does that segment say? Woo! Fuck, stop doing that. Why you can't be caught playing this? Your Japanese schoolgirl fetish. So Japanese schoolgirl fetish, that means you're likely some flavour of pedophile, right? I mean, I would give some. I guess I'd give some limit. Like, there's probably some schoolgirl roleplay stuff that is like not that. Like, if it was an adult or something. But if the subject of your desire looks and acts and whatever like a schoolgirl and is a schoolgirl and is of that age, etc. Yeah, I don't know. That's I don't know. I mean, this character here, is this an example? Ban Catholic Girls by Frank Zappa. What is that? Your Japanese schoolgirl fetish will have your partner thinking you're some kind of child molester if she finds you scheduling dates on your virtual calendar with a bunch of high school students. You can try to explain how you just wanted to learn the Japanese language or the more interactive medium, but when Love Hotel is all you can come up with when asked for evidence of your progress, you might want to look at the many sequels of Takemi, seeing as how she'll never go out with you again. This looks like an article that's criticizing this stuff, I guess. I don't really understand what this is supposed to be. But anyway, the point he's making is not that Mutahar's a nonce. He's saying, you know, he's not really interacting or engaging with this very much. He's just reading it out. I mean, I'm struggling a bit because it obviously sounds pretty fucked, right? So that's my instinctual reaction. But it sounds like this article is... what, criticizing this? Similar Offender, Leisure Suit Larry, which is another porno kind of game. I don't know. Yeah.
Sequels of Tokimeki, seeing as how she'll never go out with
comedy or jinx level of interaction with the content.
I'm Greg. I'm married.
My name's Jeff. Mr. Jeff.
Oh, fuck. Oh, gotta make a video. Gotta make a video today. YouTube time. YouTube.
Yeah, no, I don't even think Liquid Sonic is saying that. He's just saying he's not really interacting much, which is, I guess, a fair criticism. But, I mean, I personally, without reading the article in full, I mean, yeah, it sounds fucked, but it sounds like they're being critical of it, so I don't really know what else to add on top of that, you know?
Tiniest Game Boy ever. All right, see that's a video idea right there. All right, it's even got 8.2 thousand fire damage. It's a good idea, dude. Game Boy on a keychain. Listen for it, otherwise you don't understand how difficult a lot of this is. All right, this is back-breaking intensive work.
Yeah, in Australia, 'cause that's where Melbourne is. They've got this place called Delete, and you spend a few hours to kill someone.
This is Muta aping H3H3's style at the time. I guess this was his funny guy era, and this video also introduces the bloated and aimless talking in circles style that the Some Ordinary Gamers channel has pioneered. So Muta stops doing the skit, and he does
talking in circles. I know very much about that. I know very much about Mutahar's talking in circles. That's for fucking sure. And listen, I'm a yapper. I yap a lot, okay? But, you know, so I can't really... If you want to yap, that's fine in your own videos. But when it's in a conversation, it's totally fucking insufferable.
Some serious talk. And what he needs to tell the YouTube community are that YouTube news videos with no editing are easy to make, and the creators shouldn't complain about making them. He starts making this point at around 4 minutes and 50 seconds into the video and finishes it at 8 minutes and 4 seconds. So he takes over 3 minutes to lay out a basic thought that can be conveyed in one short sentence. And that right there is the Some Ordinary Gamers style of commentary. But that's enough of picking apart his old crap. There is a huge L that Muta took.
Okay, yeah, that feels a bit like, okay, he's a yapper. In his own videos, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Just a bit nitpicky for me. I think it's fine if you want to make that criticism, but it's not really substantive from where I'm sitting. It's just like, he talks around a lot, the point or something, right? Okay, so what?
That no one seems to remember anymore,
anyway,
so I think we should take a look back on it. So here we are in 2020, and Some Ordinary Gamers feels like making a video on H3H3. This was a popular thing to do at the time. H3H3 was changing his content, he was changing the demographic that he was trying to appeal to, and he wasn't doing very well at it at the time. So what does Muta decide to criticize H3H3 on?
My concern is his donation shaming, and how hypocritical it is, and it's something that has actually pissed me off enough to make this video. Ethan did the exact same thing. He looked at Jeff Bezos.
It is substantive. This guy sucks and his video sucks. How did he get so popular? But no, that's not the substantive part to me. So he talks a lot in his videos and talks around and stuff, and people like that, I guess. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't really care about that. So I don't really see how that's substantive. I don't think you not liking the content makes it a substantive point.
Bezos said, wow, the richest guy in the world only gave $100 million and just completely shat on it.
This seems more
now,
interesting.
I'm just going to say this much, okay? Donation shaming is shitty, Ethan, okay? Let me just put it out there. The take I had is the right fucking take. To look at someone donate and then immediately look at how much they're worth is so toxic, it's not even funny.
So this is a strange thing to be so incredibly righteous about.
But he made that take.
But the funny thing about this is, Ethan didn't make that take. Because the time between Jeff Bezos donating that money and Muta making this video, Ethan hadn't released any content. So this donation shaming he's getting so mad about actually happened in his imagination. And this is my favorite bit
what?
about...
Sorry, what? So what is he saying that Ethan said? I don't even understand.
Shaming. And how hypocritical it is, and it's something that has actually pissed me off enough to make this video. Ethan did the exact same thing. He looked at Jeff Bezos, said, wow, the richest guy in the world only gave $100 million and just completely shat on it. Now, I'm just going to say this much, okay? Donation shaming is shitty, Ethan, okay? Let me just put it out there. The take I had is the right fucking take. To look at someone donate and then immediately look at how much they're worth is so toxic, it's not even funny.
So this is a strange thing to be so...
So he's right. I get it now. I thought he was talking about donating shame his audience. No, he's talking about a rich person gives money to a charity, and your first instinct is to say, allegedly, Ethan Klein said he's got a higher net worth or something. Okay, but then people in chat are already saying he did it on Twitter. Have you got anything to back that up, and I can take a look at it? Because I know nothing about this. I'm clueless on this.
so incredibly righteous about.
But he made that take.
But the funny thing about this is, Ethan didn't make that take. Because the time between Jeff Bezos donating that money and Muta making this video, Ethan hadn't released any content. So this donation shaming he's getting so mad about actually happened in his imagination. And this is my favorite bit about this. Muta has a follow-up video.
Yes, very true. Thank you for the super chat.
And this is his way of taking accountability.
Now, going back to that original video, I'm going to take an L on a point where I talked about Ethan Klein donation shaming Jeff Bezos.
Okay, that's good, because he must be really embarrassed.
And while he didn't outright donation shame Jeff Bezos, it's honestly really, really hard to sometimes look in that favor because...
Wait, what was that?
It's honestly really, really hard to sometimes look in that favor because when you go and check Ethan's podcast record, you can see that he's definitely punching around at billionaires all the time. Ethan is very quick to call out a billionaire, but very, 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 very late or almost never willing to accept the fact, defeat, and ever congratulate them when they do something right.
You know what, Ethan?
Wait, what? Okay, dude. I don't think you ever need to praise a billionaire. I don't think that's necessary, right? I think that you need to be reasonable and fair and accurate and truthful. Like, you shouldn't say things that are incorrect. But I don't really think you're obligated to praise a billionaire if they've done something good.
You're not giving props to billionaires enough. What the f***, dude? What is wrong with him?
That being said, though, it takes the maturity and it takes a level to admit when you're wrong. And yeah, I'll take my point on that. But that's called character development, and that's called being humble, a page that I'm sure Ethan Klein will reach one day.
You can't say you're being humble while simultaneously being the most arrogant, smug piece of shit possible.
Why don't you guys sit down and make N95 respirator masks and donate them to health officials so they can use those masks to help protect themselves while they protect the general public getting infected right now?
Why aren't you making masks, Ethan? I don't know, it's too stupid to comment on that one. And these jabs on Ethan's character make him sound like the most unhinged hater.
You know, Ethan, if you really cared, okay, if you really gave a shit about helping the world, we would all see it, because you are the one guy to definitely rub it in our faces. Ethan, you're probably gonna watch this video at some point. I know you will, okay? I definitely see that level of vanity in you at this point, that ego.
He can't make this style of content. And unfortunately for Muta, H3 decided to address him in the form of a video.
No. Bro. Ethan claps back. Ethan doesn't fucking care. If he thinks you're being unreasonable or unfair, he will clap back. Oof. Bro, I didn't know about any of this. This is crazy.
reiterate, this was when H3 stocks were low, a lot of small YouTubers were turning on him, and Muta handed up H3 a free win, which made him be able to wipe away all the criticism by trashing Muta. And I'll show you a few highlights from Ethan's video, because he did a pretty good job at knocking Muta down a peg or two.
Same guy that donated only $1,000 to Team Trees.
Okay. Your favourite boomer just donated 1,000 trees to bless Team Trees. Thank you, Mr. Beast, for making eco-responsibility cool. Proud of you. Oh, this is a positive thing. I'm also pleased to have Ian plant an additional 1,000 trees during his weekends over the next year. So he's not being ironic here. He genuinely is saying this is good. Is that right?
When that was out. See, I can do the same thing you do, Ethan, but I'm not going to do it because I'm not a hypocrite when it comes to this shit. The reality of it is, he only donated a tiny percent of his net worth to a charity. And that's his take. If I was to apply Ethan logic, yeah, guess what? You're just as shitty as Bezos. But I'm not going to do that.
The layers of irony are...
He's roasting him. Is he?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Ethan, that tweet's being serious, right?
Is a drama tourist coming into countries getting the bare minimum info and coming back home to get outaged like a lib.
Okay, dude, I feel like I've made all the points I've got to make about Mutahar that I've got to say in my brain, okay? This is more about the new info, but I'm just trying to understand this at the moment. Thank you for the super chat. That tweet seemed genuine, I thought.
There's so many layers. I have to first peel back one layer here. First obvious layer being that, of course, I didn't say that. So when you take that away, all that's left is actually you just literally donation shaming me.
But I'm not going to do that.
And then another layer of irony is that he's using an example of me donating to try to prove that I never donated.
Oh shit, a lot has happened the past couple days, huh? Ooh, $100,000 donation by our friend.
Tweet was serious. Muta trying to save them Ethan's logic on donating that he's being hypocritical. But then the idea that he's hypocritical is, I believe, based on the principle that Ethan had donation shamed Jeff Bezos, but then that apparently didn't happen. But then there's people in chat saying there was a tweet. So where's the tweet of him donation shaming Jeff Bezos then? This video's AIDS. I think this video's, I mean, for someone at 1.27 subs, I mean, it's pretty good laying it out. I mean, it's a bit detractor-esque, I guess. You know, some of it, I'm like, this is a bit of a nitpick. But I mean, this, like, I don't know. It's fine to talk about this, isn't it?
And Ethan Klein. I wonder what may have caused that, but you know what? It is what it...
Oh, okay, you misunderstood. That's fine, I get it, right. So the tweet was genuine. It was being used to point out hypocrisy because Muta thought H3 had donation shamed Jeff Bezos. People are saying that happened in a tweet. I don't know where that is. If you can provide it, I'll look at it. But fundamentally, if Ethan Klein hasn't donation shamed Jeff Bezos, then he's not a hypocrite for tweeting that. So it's based on a faulty kind of premise.
It is.
I wonder what...
Ethan Klein. I wonder what may have caused that, but you know what? It is what it is.
I wonder what may have caused that? It was definitely me. You didn't light a fire under my ass. You blew smoke up my ass and all of your viewers' ass. Now you're sitting here, the so-called aficionado of reality checks.
I'm kind of the aficionado of handing out these reality checks to a lot of things.
And taking credit for my $100,000 donation is beyond insane.
And after all that, Muta made a real apology video.
Now, I donation shamed Jeff Bezos. Or not, I donation shamed. I claimed Ethan Klein had donation shamed Jeff Bezos for $100 million, which was a complete fallacy. Wrong. I made that video sort of in kind of like, you know, anger of being like a former fan uploaded it, and I made a wrong statement. And for that, I 100% owe Ethan a complete apology for that video. It was wrong, and I should have checked my sources better, for sure, 100%.
And
this part's good. Everyone has said things based on a faulty premise that turns out to be wrong. It just, like... I mean, it's difficult, because this is a long time ago. I can't really be outraged or feel a certain way, but I don't really care that much. It's old. But I guess I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, well, how do you go so hard on something so confidently? And it's not like some new information came out and it changed things. It's like you were just factually wrong about what happened. Like, there is an element, I think, of stitching some of this stuff together. And I think there is some connection with some of it. You know? Like, people are saying, oh, another Mutahar apology video. I mean, this is fine in terms of he apologized for getting something wrong. I'd be interested in how he got it wrong in the first place. But, you know, beyond that, it's like, okay, this seems all resolved. But I get why he's doing it. You know, the luckiest man on YouTube. He's putting a point together, right? Yeah, it's the righteousness. It's the righteousness. You know, that to get so righteous over something that you haven't meaningfully fact-checked or verified is pretty wild.
In my opinion, this apology was too late. He had already had it pointed out to him that he was in the wrong, and his response to that was to make the smug second video, and he only apologizes when he's made to look like an absolute idiot.
And go.
Okay, wait a second, let's not speak too soon. Hang on a minute. Wait. Wait. Hang on a sec. What does that remind me of? What does that remind me of? Okay, dude. Okay.
Going forward, I'm definitely gonna have to vet my videos a billion times better. It made me learn something. This channel is a lot bigger than it ever was.
Okay, so Muta's gonna vet his videos from now on. So what's this? 4-year-old video. TikTok is about to get banned.
People don't like TikTok. Now, if you haven't heard, the application may be getting a big old ban. Now, it may actually just be...
So, on that basis then, I would presume that if it happened in a tweet, Mutahar would have found it and shown it. So the people that are saying it happened in a tweet, I would be happy to look at it if you've got it. Okay, here we go. Why is Jeff Bezos not doing more to help? Published March 19th, 2020. And April 2nd, 2020. Well, hang on a second, though. This is after the tweet. This is after the tweet. So the tweet and this happened before Jeff Bezos did this. So, presumably, Ethan is commenting on this before it happened. Right? So it would... Okay. So yeah, so it's wrong. So it is still wrong then. Because Mutahar is claiming that Ethan Klein donation shamed Jeff Bezos for giving $100 million. When what happened was, Ethan was saying that Jeff Bezos wasn't doing enough, and then he later donated $100 million. There was no donation to shame at the time. So this narrative that there was a tweet is also incorrect. And he was actually being critical of Jeff Bezos for not doing anything, seemingly. And then he ended up donating money. For the coronavirus thing. Right. Yeah, he's not shaming him. He's challenging him to do something. He's saying, do something about this because you've got the means to do so. That's why I was bringing up the tweet. It disproves Mutahar completely. Oh, I see. Right. Yeah, I thought people were saying that, like, oh no, there was a tweet that he did it on. Now I get it. Now I get it. Okay, I understand the series of events. Thank you. But this person described it in Discord as Ethan Klein donation. This is not donation shaming. You're wrong. There's no donation to be shamed. He's saying you're not giving a donation. Come on. Be fucking serious.
Completely for the wrong reasons, but we'll cover it the best way that I can.
Okay, there's some shady stuff, bit of speculation there. Then what's this one? About that TikTok ban.
You know, I think it's safe to say TikTok is entering the ban hammer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today, at some point, I believe, TikTok may be banned or will be about to go through the ban phase. Now,
what's this one? How will TikTok survive?
Now, I want to read something real quick. TikTok is not safe. I think TikTok is about to shut down.
Okay, this guy's calling it. And here we have it. TikTok is dead.
TikTok is dead in the water. Now, this might be an inflammatory title. It is banned. I wanted to wait on this video instead of just making it yesterday because I wanted to make sure the rabbit couldn't be...
I mean, he's playing on, obviously, the idea of TikTok dying repeatedly and whatnot. I thought I can't remember the timeline of this, but there was a time where there was a problem with TikTok. The American government didn't like the fact that it's owned by the Chinese government or something, right? But then TikTok still exists. I don't know what happened there, but something was maybe going to happen or something. Is that right? It's still ongoing. Right, okay. Finally, the end. Finally, the end of TikTok. We see where more Pegasus got his moves from.
Pulled out of the hat, couldn't be dug out of the dark recesses of the earth, and TikTok would actually come back. No, ladies and gentlemen, within 24 hours, TikTok is actually dead. It is going to be removed.
I mean, yeah, this reads more like just clickbait and shit. I don't know how seriously I would like judge this. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't look to this. I guess the problem. Okay, here's the problem. Okay. I think if this was just like some slop channel pumping out TikTok videos because it's the topic du jour, whatever. But Mutahar relies on his credibility as a expert or knowledgeable about big tech and technology and stuff like that. So I think I can absolutely see why people would take an issue with these kinds of videos if he's supposed to be, relying on his credibility as a tech guy. That's the problem. I think. That's the dissonance people, I think, would probably notice here, be critical of.
From the App Store, the Play Store, it's not going to be downloadable anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It is gone. Now, you might be wondering, ooh, what happened? What did TikTok do?
Okay, good work, Muta. Well done for waiting. But what's this? A video came out the next day. TikTok actually survived.
I'll be real with you. I waited. I actually, waited for this. I really did. I was like, man, if I wait on this...
Who the fuck takes Muta as a credible professional? Many people do. He's very reliant on his reputation as exactly that. His subscribers, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I feel like there is a narrative about this guy that he is the tech guy. He's done good work, taken down this, taken down that, etc. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they might save themselves. Guys, they saved themselves within 12 hours.
What a complete waste of time. I made a video recently where I commented on Vosh and how his content now consists of him going on live stream, looking at a news article and just talking shit to fill time. And this is a video version of that. It's so lazy. A year ago he made TikTok is in serious trouble, and a month ago he made TikTok is in serious trouble right now. 7 months ago he made TikTok has been banned. And would you know it, he was 7 months premature, but he might actually be right this time. So good work, Muta. Very informative stuff. And let's move on to look at this video.
Oh, here we go. Now we're getting into our more area of interest. Yeah, I mean, I just think that to me presents this contradiction to him being this tech guy that should be listened to and respected on tech issues. That is the issue for me there. Not that I ever really necessarily felt or thought that, but I think it's a bit obnoxious to claim that when he's pumping out TikTok slop videos, which are not really, educational or relevant. I respect the hustle. It's like pick one. You either get to be a fucking content machine pumping out slop to make fucking money, or you're the respected tech guy that makes precise pieces going over the particular tech issues. Right? That to me is the dichotomy of that.
YouTube pick a side succeeded. For those who aren't aware, Muta used to be good friends with creator Mama Max. This guy was a creator that would make fictional predator hunter videos that he'd tried to pass off as real, and if that sounds insane, it's because it absolutely was. Mama Max would use a lot of weird graphic imagery in his videos, and it led to some of them getting taken down. And Max, because he was pretending to do something virtuous, decided to start a campaign called Pick a Side YouTube. He got lots of other YouTubers involved, and he just did all this dumb edgy shit and was like, oh, do you care about protecting kids YouTube, blah 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 blah. And Muta loved it. He thought it was really cool and got heavily involved. But in reality, it was just some publicity stunt to get Mama Mac's attention, and it led nowhere. Which is why I was surprised to see the title of this video, YouTube Pick a Side Succeeded.
We went over that the other
and I'm going
day.
to comment again. I watched this video on 2x speed, and there is so much preamble, time-filling nonsense. This 12-minute video really should be about 2 minutes long. And here's the actual thing that happened. 8.5 minutes into the video, this is why Muta is declaring the campaign to be a success.
In fact, the best part to come out of it is this little tweet. I had a phone call with YouTube yesterday. We had an unexpectedly successful conversation about pushing the future of the platform in the right direction. I will be meeting up with a representative in person soon to discuss details, and will not stop hounding them until great changes have been made to benefit us creators. I want to extend my sincerest gratitude to all of you for spreading the message, both positive and negative, as well as take the time to gush about all of my colleagues who accepted the invitation to appear in my videos. You're all the most amazing and beautiful friends a man could ever ask for. I thank you so much for everything. Looks like YouTube takes our side, and I can't wait to see what 2020 brings us.
So Max was reached out to, and this didn't lead anywhere. There were absolutely no changes made, and Muta is here writing the history so him and his fraudulent friends can come out on top, and then they can go on their boring podcast with a title such as "We forced YouTube to pick a side." It is a horrible behavior they're displaying here. With the huge following they have, why do they also need to manipulate situations like this? The whole Mama Max situation is one of Mutahar's luckiest, and that's thanks to a cruel but kind man, Nicholas Diorio. Because as previously mentioned, Mama Max is a fraud. He consistently lied throughout his videos about his accomplishments, and Muta was a big defender of this guy. So if it wasn't for Nicholas Diorio helping him come around to the fact that he's been tricked into promoting a fraud for so long, his credibility could have taken a real hit. And I just want to know, when it comes to Muta's character, him being dishonest and the like, the rabbit hole does go very deep. I'm not really going to cover it here, but I'd recommend if you search up channels Chudlogic or Queeman, there are going to be some good clips of them covering that stuff from their live streams. But it all came to a head with Mutahar, Nicholas Diorio and Mama Max getting in a call together, and Nick managing to get Max to admit.
I mean, obviously, you know, I know all this already from having covered it recently, but I mean, yeah, it's his credibility was protected by coming out at the last minute to shit on Mama Max. I mean, I don't want to. We literally spent a week going over it all, but you know, you get the point. I've already said everything I got to say about it anyway. So
that he's a complete fraud. So with this information, Nick and Muta both released videos going over the situation, and quite
also like there's loads of like the Mama Max thing was the ultimate shitter Avenger moment. Dude, as gay as that sounds, but you had fucking Xylee. Xylee was involved, for fuck's sake. Xylee played a role. You know, Xylee, in being able to stand up against Mama Max and say what she said, despite being Xylee, was like considered a fucking, do you know what I mean? It's like a sort of a person with a pistol shooting a tank and blowing it up or something. I don't fucking know. So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I get the point. You know, this is more about the Mutahar dishonesty and stuff. I've spoken about it more recently. Obviously, Creeman was speaking about it like a while ago, back around January when it was happening. So plenty to look at there.
Awkwardly, to make this point, I have to glaze Nick's video because it is really good. When I first watched the video, I came away from it thinking it's impressive how much he's exposed this guy and made a quality piece of entertainment whilst doing so. And it also highlighted just how bad Mutahar is at making content. For starters, there are editing errors throughout the video.
So far, we have her testimony, but no real hard-hitting, irrefutable evidence that corroborates that testimony.
Which isn't something I'd normally call someone out for.
Wait, what? We watched this the other day, didn't we? Is this... What's this?
This guy has been making videos for so long. This is a serious topic for him, and this video got 2.8 million views. So you'd think with his incredible wealth, resources, and expertise, he wouldn't be leaving stuff like this in the video. And it's just a complete drag to watch, because he's going over videos that he's watched in the past and said that they're okay, and now he's got to go through them and say how bad they are to save face.
Yes.
One of the worst things that Muta did in this situation is repeat false allegations that Max made against someone on his podcast. Max made a bunch...
Bro, yes! Yes, exactly! Going over the videos he's previously said and backed him up on and now acting like they're rubbish and not mentioning the fact that he's previously okayed them and said they're good. Dude, it's crazy. Crazy levels of self-sweeping.
Bunch of stuff up about this poor guy, and Muta just uncritically believed it because he really liked Max. Muta does apologize for this an hour and 10 minutes into the video, but he really should have opened with that. It was the most important thing for him to clear up, and it's just like an afterthought at the end of the video that half of his audience won't see. And nowhere did he apologize for promoting this guy, taking part in his campaigns, and the way he criticizes the video just comes off as disingenuous, because you know this guy is a fan. Muta thought this edgy Batman persona that Mama Max has was really cool, but the real problem with this video is it's just incredibly boring. And irritatingly, there's not really any way for me to convey that. But I challenge anyone, any Muta defenders, watch Nick's video, and then watch Muta's video the next day or something, and tell me you don't come to the same conclusion. Nick exposes Max whilst parodying him and makes some genuine entertainment, and Muta just sits there like an idiot with egg on his face and simply tells you what happened. Remarkably unentertaining content.
Oh
This
God,
parallels another one of Mutahar.
This Liquid Sonic guy's pretty harsh, isn't it? I didn't even... Listen, I've been on the Mutahar campaign shit for the last week. Even I'm like, oh, that's a bit much, isn't it? I mean, I don't disagree. That Nick's video is more entertaining. But then the thing is with the egg on the face is obviously you don't know that he's got egg on his face if you're a fan of his. You only know if you only know if he's got egg on his face if you've looked into it and know the details of it. And you know, all of his fans were sucking him off for that video.
Mutahar's very lucky situations, that being the completionist charity scam scandal.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. I hadn't even looked at this. I've just kind of written this off as, yeah, I'm sure he did something there, right? I mean, I've not really spoken about it much to defend it necessarily, but it's more just like, you know, out of the things that he's done, I would assume that, yeah, he probably did something good there, right? So I'm not going to go and dig into that because I'm just going to assume that, but not really get into it too much, if you know what I mean. So let's see what he's got. Dude, I'm keen.
For those
I'm
of you who don't know what we're doing, we're raising money for dementia research and prevention, helping victims who not only have dementia, but the families of those around them.
YouTuber Gerard Khalil of the...
Entertaining is subjective like slot.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's a fair point as well. Obviously, entertainment is subjective. You know, there's... Obviously, some people would probably prefer Mutahar's style and delivery. That's why he's a big YouTuber, but sure. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Completionist ran yearly fundraising events for a family-run Alzheimer's organization. The premise is that the organization would raise money and they would then donate it to Alzheimer's charities. But it turned out none of the money actually had been donated. It hadn't been stolen technically. It was just sitting in an account that the organization owned. And a similar thing to the...
No, it's not Marvelous Total Shit. Okay, dude. But some people like it, don't they? You might not like it. Stylo, you're not the god of what is entertaining and what you like and not. What everyone should like, okay? You like some stuff, other people don't. Right? Horses for courses.
Mama Max case happened, where two creators simultaneously made videos. This time, it was Mutahar and Carl Jobst, and the difference in quality is outstanding. And again, I'm going to have to glaze Carl Jobst for a bit, because he is able to make the most informative and entertaining videos, whilst completely trimming
Black
the fat.
Mauler.
Even if you don't care about the topics that he covers.
By the way, right? Mauler's point isn't that you can objectively determine what is and isn't entertaining, okay? He is saying that there's an objective analysis you can make of writing and whether things make coherent sense within the rules that the writers have created for themselves, right? Or actions make sense within the world as it exists, as presented by the writers, right? He accepts that you could be entertained by things, but still look at it through a critical lens.
He always makes videos that are well thought out, punchy and fun to watch. This side by side with Muta's unscripted, incoherent, ramble style of videos is day and night. You can just see by the runtime here. Carl's video runs 12 minutes long. Muta took 38 minutes to convey the same piece of information. And you could defend Muta by being like, well, he went all through the accounts on his video. But the money is still in the account. That's the only information you really need to give. Everything else is boring. It just dryly pads out his already shit video. Let's take a quick look at both of the openings of their videos.
All the money goes to the Open Hand Foundation, an organization that we started in honor of my mom, and all that money goes to dementia research. We don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who do need the money, and we help them do their thing.
This is Gerard Khalil, well known online as The Completionist. For more than a decade, his YouTube series where he completes games 100% has been very successful, and he has built a very large and respected brand.
Okay, good stuff. Introduced Gerard, we've introduced the charity. Obviously, you're going to want to see where this is going. And let's take a look at Muta's video.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar. I'm going to start you off with a question. When you donate to a charity live stream and that money leaves your bank account and it goes to the charity, do you expect that money to actually be going to the charity that you're donating to, or do you expect it to sit in a bank account for years?
Yes, Muta, to go to the Tawati.
What do you think is the more logical option?
I mean, this just feels like a stylistic criticism. This feels like he just doesn't like the style of Mutahar's videos. I mean, yeah, I get where he's coming from. I don't necessarily disagree, with his thought process here, but I don't really know if this is. I was maybe expecting more of an undermining of Mutahar's work on the completionist stuff. Style equals total shit. Yeah, but you're just making another personal based criticism of whether you like the content or not. I mean, that's not any different to. I mean, I'm not saying you have to like it, obviously. I personally am sat here and like, okay, I get where this person's coming from. But it's like, this isn't really a substantive criticism of Mutahar's work on the case necessarily, or like what role he may or may not have played in looking into this or finding out about this, So we'll listen out. Maybe there's more, but I was expecting maybe a bit more meat on the bone of, okay, well, here's how he misrepresented or lied or something about the research he did or something along those lines.
You want your money to go that year, or do you want it to just sit in a bank account doing nothing to help a cause that you firmly believe in?
Oh, well, I want it to go right away. Yeah.
And this is the most baffling response from this organization. Carl, UCSF is acknowledged on our website as part of our...
Okay, why are we arguing whether a style criticism is valid or not? I'm not saying it's not valid, right? I'm saying it's not substantive, because I'm coming into this thinking, maybe my expectations are too high. I'm coming in thinking, is there some undermining of the work that he claims to have done on the case? And it just seems to be a stylistic criticism, which is fine and totally legitimate to make. And I don't even disagree. Yeah, it's a bit gay to sit there and go, well, would you expect it to go to charity or not, right? But for me, I'm more interested in the dishonesty or the misrepresentation of previously held positions, or even over-representing the work that's been done on a particular video that he's done or something. That's the thing that I would find more, relevant. Whereas so far it's just, he's just a kind of retarded bitch. I don't know.
Historical contributions.
And what's going on here? Turn the fan off, Muta. Jesus Christ. And I thought I figured it out. Okay. I thought it was some background noise from the Discord call, because the sound's also happening in this bit.
Made aware in 2021 where the money hadn't moved yet.
But then if you watch the Discord call, the sound's absolutely fine in it.
I really do feel like this is the internal civil war. I mean, he says, what can I do to make it right? Honestly, the thing he can really do is just...
Look at this, his camera's just gone completely out of focus. I watched all through it to just check if there was anything else in there, and it's just mind-numbingly repetitive and slow. There's no need for it to be this long. He mentions that one of Carl's fans originally tipped off Carl about this situation.
To give you the baseline answer here, Carl was tipped off about it, Carl looped me into the situation, and that's why we looked in.
So he didn't even investigate anything, notice anything, or do anything exceptional. He just got shown the accounts which the money is in, and then made an unnecessary video considering Carl was already making one. What an incredibly lucky guy. And what...
Maybe that's the case. I just don't know enough, or not enough has been presented to me to meaningfully back up the idea that his role was as is suggested here. I'm just a bit like, okay, well, that's sort of a reasonable place to start, but then you would want to dig a bit deeper and find out more, and maybe try and establish if what you're presenting is the case. Everyone's saying this sucks. Just say you love Indian slop content. Okay, right. I'm not saying that I like this content necessarily. I'm not saying that, oh yeah, I get the point he's making, and I get the criticism he's making. But then he's making this, like, off the back of one statement. Like, I don't know what Mutahar did and didn't do. That's something you'd need to, speak to Mutahar about, or even Carl Jobst about, to try and get to the bottom of that, you know? Just say you love Mutahar. Okay, listen, I know, dude. Bro. Yeah, what? Okay, I'm going to time you out, but you need to fucking watch your tone, motherfucker, okay? I have been fucking on Mutahar for the last week. Dude, what you want about, motherfucker? I'm fucking, dude, I'm trying to make fair criticisms here. Bro, what is your problem? Holy fuck, dude. I'm saying that I don't think you can state so plainly that his role was as minimal as it is without meaningful evidence to back that up, okay? How am I saying, oh yeah, I love Mutahar action, I love his videos? Holy fuck, dude.
What about the situation that he's in currently? Well, unsurprisingly, he looks like an incompetent idiot.
I just feel like you want me to sit here and go, yeah, he's an Indian, he's a retard, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure, I could do that if you want. But I'm engaging with something that's criticising Mutahar, and I'm trying to do it. Okay, you're getting timed out as well, Stylo. You can get fucked as well. I'm sick of your fucking verbal today too, okay? You're getting timed out too, motherfucker. Any final words? Any final words? Any final words? Hang on, wait. Okay. I'll be gracious with you, and it's only 30 minutes. Okay? Call me Derek Chauvin, okay? I wish there was a way to do it for like 7 minutes or something, but I don't think there is. Bro, you guys are so obnoxious and deranged. It is honestly despicable how fucking deranged you are, okay? That you just, like, you don't see what's going on here. You're too fucking retarded to get it, okay? I'm not saying that I think this video is good. I'm not saying anything beyond, I don't think you can state as plainly what Mutahar's role in this investigation was and wasn't.
But how
right?
do I make money off depressed people?
You've done the right thing.
I'm willing to accept that Mutahar could well have overstated his role in the investigation. In fact, I'm very open to it, and I'm very interested to hear that information. But all we've got is, he said this statement, and then an elaboration on that to say things which haven't been proven or demonstrated. If he said, you know, looking into this, here's the nature of what he did, etc., laid it out, I'd be more open to it. But off the back of one statement, he's gone, well, yeah, Mutahar clearly didn't do anything and this just fell into his lap. I could agree that the opportunity fell into his lap, but I don't know what work he didn't do in the pursuit of getting this story out there, you know? And the fact that Carl Jobst referred to it as like himself as some sort of joint investigation and they both released videos backwards and forwards, unless Carl Jobst had something to say about it, or that, you know, you dug up some evidence of this, I just can't get on board with this criticism, you know?
Yeah. And you know, if you're collaborating with this guy at Nux Taku, you've really got it coming for you. But this topic is being covered to death currently, so I don't think I'd have anything new to add to it. One comment I did find interesting when Mutahar was defending himself was he said that YouTube wasn't his main source of income, and it just makes me question why.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Thank you for the $5.
You can understand. We are laughing at the gawk, you are observing the gawk, prodding it and sniffing at it.
Thank you for the $5. If you're trying to make a criticism of, lol, this guy did nothing in this investigation, but your best foot forward to present is, lol, these vids were boring. Yeah, exactly. Like, you would be laying out, right, here's what he stated. Here's something that you know, undermines the claim made or something. But it's not. It's just, oh, he made this statement, so this fell into his lap. And then saying that he didn't do anything. And I don't know that that's true.
Why? Why would you sit down to talk about TikTok so many times? Why would you rush out videos with obvious errors? Why would you do any of what your online career is if you could be making more money doing something else? Because this doesn't seem like a passion project. There are other creators that fall foul of this lazy content style. Take for example Moist Critical. He's profited so much from these videos, but he's put that into other—
Okay, how am I sweeping for Mutahar? How am I sweeping? There is no actual substantive claim against him to sweep for. It is just, oh, he said this thing, that must mean this. When there's no evidence to back that up. It's literally one sentence in his own video. Listen guys, I'm open. I'm open to it. I'm ready. I'm like, okay, show me how Mutahar overrepresented his role in this. Because that's fucking, yeah, I'm well up for that. I'm fucking bang up for that. I want to hear it. But then it's like, oh, he said this thing, so that must mean this. Okay.
other projects, making things such as music and a comic book. Pyrocynical is a big offender for this, and is a pretty questionable guy, but he puts his profits into making very high effort videos that he claims he loses money on. But what's Mutahar done? He's made a face cream that he's apparently disingenuously advertised. He does his podcast, which is...
Wait, what? Like, this guy is being critical of Mutahar fairly for the H3 situation, and he is saying apparently, I guess. But I'm like, well, hang on a minute. Like, wait, what? Where are you getting that from? What is that based on? And he shows this post, this Reddit post. Mutahar's video of him promoting his skincare product has a worse like-dislike ratio than usual. Why do you think that is? I have a few theories. Also, I don't know when this is from, but this could well be from, you know, when you're not getting the API information to know that this is definitively the correct dislike ratio. So straight away, I'm like, well, is this even correct? Often these things have been incorrect because of the lack of the API information. So straight away, it's like, okay, well, this seems like possibly wrong from the off. But anyway, I have a few theories. One of them being that he claims in the video that he wants to spend some of the money he'll earn from this to sponsor other creators who make good content, and that's just cap. He clearly wants to make money off of it, which is perfectly fine, and eventually sell his share of the company for a solid price tag. I mean, this is just a Redditor saying shit. You know, it's like, well, there must be, like, it just seems crazy that he's just throwing it out there like that. You know, when he's criticizing Mutahar for throwing things out there without verifying or checking them, you know?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Chud, people just say you sweet cuss, they want you to yell. They've got a British man yelling king.
They give you the $20. I like this guy. He's got a lot of, you know, I think there's a lot of opportunity, promise here. It's just like, there's just some things I'm like, come on, dude. Like, you can't fucking say this when you're criticizing Mutahar for not the same, but somewhat similar behavior.
High effort videos that he claims he loses money on. But what's Mutahar done? He's made a face cream that he's apparently disingenuously advertised. He does his podcast, which is just awful. And I don't know, I don't think he's done anything cool or notable with the following and success that he's gained. I guess he just does this all for attention, which is lame. It's really lame. And I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you did. Please leave a like on the video and leave a comment down below.
Does he have to do anything cool? I don't know. It's like, okay. What's the face cream video? Someone link that to me and we'll dig a bit deeper on this. Anyway, that's the video if you want to take a look at it, okay? Dude, Silo's going to be back in 20 minutes. It's fine, okay? He's just being annoying. But that other shitter can stay timed out till tomorrow, okay? That was absurd. Absurd claims that he was making. I've just spent the last week shitting on Mutahar, and people are genuinely trying to act like I'm, you know, oh, you're sweeping for Mutahar now to keep the gang together or some shit. I mean, what the fuck are you on about? You're just totally delusional and deranged. The narrative is whatever suits your fucking deranged schizophrenic perspective at a given time. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It was there were some issues with it. I don't know, dude. It's just like, it just seems crazy to me that it's like what was it you said again about that statement? It just seems excessive. I don't know how you can conclude that off the basis of that one statement. Was this it here? Is this it? Yeah, this is it.
Tipped off Carl about this situation.
To give you the the baseline answer here, Carl was tipped off about it. Carl looped me into the situation, and that's why we looked in.
So he didn't even invest.
Being annoying is how I enjoy my chat experience.
Thank you, Stylo, for the 333.
Investigate anything, notice anything, or do anything exceptional. He just got shown the accounts which the money is in, and then made an unnecessary video considering Carl was already making one. What an incredibly lucky guy. And what about the situation?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that, you know, if I recall correctly, Carl Jobst himself presented it as a joint thing. And he even, like, said, oh, go and watch Mutahar. Like, there was a kind of cross-promotion thing happening, too. The video is called Why is the Luckiest YouTuber? So if you want, so here's something that I think you could say if you want to talk about how it's like the luckiest YouTuber thing, like the idea of this kind of falling into his lap or something. Like he's not done independent research that has led him to information or something like that, right? It's from connecting with this other YouTuber. But I feel like this dismissal of his video as, oh, it's an unnecessary video, and Carl Jobster's presented it as a joint thing, unless Carl Jobster's got something to say about it, or, you know, something like that. I just don't really think that's a reasonable characterization of it, you know? That's just my perspective on it. And it's touching on me to like, and this is why I was quite excited when it was first introduced, because I was thinking, okay, so maybe we've got something here that is going to be a genuine undermining of the statements he's made about the situation, but it was just, oh, his video was boring. His video was just boring and it sucked and it was unnecessary. And look, it landed in his lap because of Carl Jobst. And that means that, you know, he released an unnecessary video. I mean, it doesn't speak to what he did or didn't do behind the scenes, which is, I think, relevant if you want to get deep into it. But anyway, like I say, I don't hate, you know, I don't hate this Liquid Sonic guy. I think he's obviously got a smaller channel. I see what he's trying to do. But yeah, just tightening up some stuff, I think. And I just think, if you want to make a throwaway comment about the cream, I understand if you don't want to get into it deeply, but it just seems like you're bringing up some fucking gay Reddit post that even looks like it might have incorrect information in regards to the dislike ratio. Straight away, that's a warning sign that that probably isn't a good thing to include. But let's have a look at this. What is this? Dude, his face. Bro, what is it? What is it with this guy's face? Every paused face. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Carl hasn't said anything bad about Muta, about the investigation. Yeah, exactly. So I just, you know, I was maybe my expectations were too high. I was hoping for more, and it was quite slim on the ground in terms of actual substantive critique.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar. I'm gonna rip the band-aid right off and basically just tell you, yeah, we started a company. I started a company with a few other YouTube friends of mine, and I kind of wanted to talk about it today because I introduced this concept about 2 months ago, but it's been something that I've been working on for like 2 years, okay? 2 years of money being pumped in and working with tons of talented people to get an actual product out to the market. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might know this website that I showed 2 months ago in my video, gotoneup.com. Simplify your skincare. Now, you might be sitting over here, what's a Reddit browsing?
Okay, yeah, I think this reads to me like influencer white label product. But I guess I'll hear him out and see what he's got to say. People are saying he deleted this, is that right?
Gamer doing, talking about anything regarding skincare. And ladies and gentlemen, to give you an idea about it too, I am somebody that, you know, runs businesses, okay? To give you an idea, ever since the adpocalypse, you know, if you're not divesting your money, if you're not actually like, you know, putting your hands into multiple different baskets, the amount of stress you're gonna have is insane. And that goes for any job, and that goes for anything. If you are able to do it, if you are blessed enough in life to do it, it's best to always start new ventures. And it's not even just, you know, the ability to make money, it's also the ability to learn, which is something I want to talk about today, because dealing with government regulations, wordings, everything is insane. And let's get into the entire story here. So about 2 years ago, me and another YouTuber, the Gamer from Mars, some of you all may know him, me and him have basically been on YouTube for a long time. We kind of have this Siamese twin bond in a way, because we started off with creepypastas and internet stories, and then he was the first one, the first man on the moon, so to speak, in internet culture discussions. And that sparked an entire new genre of content. And, you know, throughout time, I've always switched around my content, and we have basically been in talks for years. So there's no doubt, doubt in my mind that when he came to me 2 years ago about this idea, I was like, I'm all game for it, because it was truly a unique idea. Now, skincare, when it comes to a lot of gamers, okay, when it comes to a lot of men, when it comes to a lot of random nobodies, there's a lot to this industry that people don't understand. Now, we've worked with plenty of brands, okay? Right now, the longest running brand that I've ever worked with is Manscaped, and we absolutely love them. But throughout the course of my YouTube career, we've
Okay, dude. Hang on a sec. Dude, this is giving me flashbacks to another situation. Bro, I'm getting flashbacks to something else. Do you remember when, who was that guy? Scott Schaefer. Scott Schaefer released a video about established titles and, in my opinion, erroneously called it a scam when, at worst, it was some dishonest marketing that had occurred, right? And for me, it was like, yeah, obviously you're not literally a Scottish lord. It's like a fucking novelty gift. It's like buying a plot of land on the moon or something like that. No, it's not a scam. It's not a scam. You are getting what you pay for, but there was some excessive advertising that suggested more strongly that it bestowed upon you some title that it didn't, okay? It's not a fucking scam, right? If you genuinely think that you're a Scottish lord because you bought a fucking novelty tree thing on the internet, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's as much of a scam as buying a plot of land on the moon is. What, you think if we colonize the moon, you can go and be like, oh, actually, this big space station that you're building, that's on my land. I'd like some money, please. What are you fucking, you're dreaming. You're totally fucking dreaming. Anyway. It's not a scam. You're retarded. Anyway, without getting into all the rigmarole of it, okay? Basically, right, this Scott Schaefer guy created a list of all the creators who had done it, and one of them was Mutahar. And Mutahar released a video, and immediately was pretty quickly, I think, at the time. He pretty quickly completely disassociated and said, yeah, this was a scam, I shouldn't have done this, etc. You know? And I'm thinking that is something that people would look at and see as a form of taking accountability. And people would like that. But I'm a bit I don't know. I'm it just feels like, again, it's the public pressure. Yes, he did. He did. He pretty quickly put out a video disassociating and saying he was wrong to have promoted it. Yeah, I'm 99% sure, you know. It's probably still up on his channel if you wanted to go and have a look and drop it in the Discord. But it's yeah, he was so quick to roll over. And I genuinely feel like it was a product of this public pressure rather than a considered move, you know, of right, well, I've looked at the details and I do agree that this is wrong of me to be promoted, you know? And it just kind of, I'm just reminded of that, you know? And this is maybe another situation where he's put out something, I don't know the details of it, so you'd have to correct me if I'm wrong, but he privated the video, and some in chat are saying that's because of backlash over this. I mean, I don't know the detail of that, but, you know, this definitely comes across as an influencer product thing, and it's a bit like he's trying to overstate it a bit. I mean, I don't know, dude, it sounds like some white label shit, but I don't know the background of the business and what happened with it. It just, you know, it's giving me similar vibes to the Pokemon cookies thing, similar sort of aspect of an influencer. You're talking
that's wonderful.
Happily and
how
confidently.
Do I make money off depressed people?
About,
Chud, if it's a scam, does that mean I can get into trouble for pre-monoctoing my neighbor's wife?
Thank you for the £5.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and I have made an actual genuine mistake here, and I definitely do feel like ripping the band-aid off and actually apologizing and taking ownership for it is the actual smart, adult, and reasonable thing to do. Now, of course, when you're on YouTube, there's going to be mistakes you make, you're going to be called out, and unfortunately, in some cases, you are absolutely in the wrong. And this is one of those things where I genuinely do want to accept anything wrong that I've done and try to make it actually better. So what have I done wrong? Now, if you haven't noticed in the last few videos, I've taken some sponsorships.
Dude. There's no way, dude. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to fucking believe this. This is crazy. Scott Schaefer's video. And bear in mind, Scott Schaefer at the time was a fucking nobody who megalol. This was his big break. This was the thing that brought him into more attention. This was his big fucking break, okay? He released this video on the 24th of November, 2022, okay? Mutahar released his video about this, backing away from it, on the 24th of November 2022. No way! That's insane. The same day. Dude, he just folds like yesterday's laundry, doesn't he? What the fuck? And I am, you know, do we genuinely think that this guy has like looked into this and investigated this and got to the bottom of it? Or is it just, oh shit, people are mad at me. Better just completely fold. Like, bro, that's crazy. And the thing about it is, there are arguments to make in your defense of this. And some YouTubers did try and engage in this and talk about this and stuff, you know? So it's not like it was a complete definitive thing. It's like Scott Schaefer made mistakes and made statements that I think were unreasonable and excessive in how he went about it, you know? So, but he didn't want to defend himself in any way. It's just, oh, this is causing public controversy. Oh, I'm backing away from this. That's pretty wild to do it so quickly.
That since this, I've actually went into the YouTube editor all day this morning, and I've really looked through all I've done, and I've tried to cut things out, remove any sort of branding, and call it a day. Now, I'm not going to mention anything by name here, simply because I haven't looked through all of my comments.
Like that. Off depressed people.
SomeOrdinaryGamers.
Dude. Rushing out something in the face of public pressure, but in this case, it was successful because the negative perspective was so much against established titles that it didn't matter. So you could just say whatever you want, and everyone was on the established titles hate train. So it would just be, oh yeah, well done disowning them, etc. Same thing he probably hoped to achieve with the Nuxtaku thing, but it didn't work. You know? The fucking tiger stuff that he ham-fistedly stuffed in there that made him look retarded to further make the case that it was worth cutting this guy off. But it didn't work, and it caused too much, it caused more friction, it caused more contradictory criticism from different sectors of the internet. So he just deletes it and fucks off. Bro. This is like absurd. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Contracts that well. I don't really know about all the disparaging clause and everything going around, and I don't really want to mention anybody specifically by name. I'm simply making this video to notify you that we are cutting any ties with any sponsorships that have been called out in the last few days. Simply,
we're cutting ties with any sponsors that has been called out in the last few days. That's giving the game away, isn't it? Not on the basis that you've investigated the claims and you think that they're legitimate, on the basis that, well, I've been called out for it, so I need to cut ties. Bro, this is... Wait, what?
Because we feel that it's the right thing to do, or I really feel it's the right thing to do, personally. I haven't really even been talking to as many people as I should have. I've literally woken up and just been on, like, you know, just research and management mode, if you will. So to understand what's been going on, a YouTuber by the name of Scott Schaefer made a video where he talked about YouTube's biggest con. And inside this video, I had, like, my face put up there on the thumbnail.
Oh, this is based on UK time codes. So I'm not sure what the US time codes would be. But certainly within 24 hours of each other, okay? I mean, you know, he's saying he's just woke up here. Bro, his face is on the thumbnail as well. Bro, he probably shit himself, didn't he? But, oh no, my face is there!
But of course, the plot is actually a little bit deeper than that, because there's actually a lot of YouTubers that have taken sponsorships from specific people that I guess they probably shouldn't have. One of them was me. All right, you've got people like Philip DeFranco, quartering Leon Lush, okay? You've got a lot of political...
Like, this was actually totally deranged from Scott Schaefer. This was totally fucking insane behavior. Right? It's funny, actually, because I was pretty critical of Scott Schaefer, and I don't know if you ever saw that coverage or not. But then, like, months later, he came to my chat and, like, gave me $5 as a super chat. I was, all right, Scott, how's it going? You know, just kind of chill. But yeah, I thought this was a really fucking insane move on Scott's part.
Channels like The Majority Report with Sam Cedar, David Pakman Show. You got Abba and Preach.
Wait. Pause. Other people were doing it too. No way. There's no way, dude. Really? But is he doing it here? Is he doing the but other people were doing it too shtick? Am I reading too much into this? Is this not exactly what's happening right now?
Respect. It's a Gundam, okay? You've got Moon, Dr. Mike, Speak the Truth, KTO, Jolly, Korean Englishman, Jay Aubrey. Oh no, they got my boy Dantavius and Wendigoon? Oh damn, that's not good. That's not good at all. So, of course, a lot of YouTubers have been taking sponsorships from, you know, I guess anybody. Sponsorships are one of the things that we need.
Bro. Dude. I don't believe it. It's the same pattern again. It's the same thing again. Lots of other people did it as well, though. This guy's got like a process for this. He's got like some sort of process for this whole thing. It's like the Muta playbook.
So I'm going to run through all the questions here. One of them is, why do we need sponsorships? Well, to be real with you, one of the reasons that we take sponsorships is so that we can buy and prep videos for later. So to understand what that means is, obviously, I know when a video is going to be a 1 out of 10, meaning it's a banger in the YouTube algorithm, and when a video is the failure. Some of my most favorite videos are videos regarding Linux, building crazy computers. One of the videos that we have coming up is trying to get Bloodborne working at 60 frames a second on the PlayStation 5, a hacked PS5.
Here we go, guys. So we're entering the next step of the process, okay? Irrelevant yapping about another topic, not relevant to the matter at hand, in order to, I don't know what, distract away from the original point or so. I don't fucking know exactly the reason for it, but it's like there's an unnecessary, excessive yapping, which to me at least seems to serve to distract from the original point at hand.
Now, I know that video is going to absolutely tank in the YouTube algorithm. I've been around it long enough to know when YouTube videos are just like duds and when they're successes. And for me, I like to just have fun and make those dud videos as well. Because at the end of the day, all right, it's about the video's quality and how you enjoy and how you like making those videos. If the YouTube algorithm doesn't want to pick it up, or they pick it up like 6 months down the road, not the end of the world. You still want to make that video. So for me, the ability to turn everything into a net sort of like zero business or like half profit in every video, what we do is we just take a sponsorship deal from a sponsorship. We make the money and we use that money to buy things in the future. So, you know, when it comes to like even reviewing products like, you know, those Steam Deck clones or, you know, various microcomputers that are about $1,000, sometimes up to $2,000 each. In order to get the most expensive one, we just get a banger video of ours and we put a sponsorship on it. They give us a bit of money and we use that money to buy the product. And the reason why we buy the products and all of these things ourselves is so that we also...
Chud loves scams like established titles. This is why he sells insurance schemes to poor old ladies. I don't love established titles. You're a total fucking mark if you purchase an established titles thing. It's like a stupid gay novelty gift. Like I say, the equivalent of naming a star or buying a plot on the moon. I'm just saying that, you know, you are getting what you're purchasing. Yes, there's some adverts that I think were, you know, excessive in their wording, could potentially be classified as maybe even false advertising or something like that. But fundamentally, you are getting what you're paying for. And there's a refund policy too. So, you know, with those factors taken into account, I find it difficult to classify that as a scam, right? And, you know, it's just absurd to me, the idea that, what, because some retard genuinely believes they're a Scottish lord now. Like, come on, dude. You got to be a bit fucking savvier than that, surely, to know that that isn't actually the case. What, you think you go to a Scottish airport and you get fucking given a plot of land and you're, you know... I don't know, get to go through fucking customs without showing your passport like a king or something. Like, I don't know what you're expecting, dude. It's just a really dumb novelty gift. And it got blown up way out of proportion. You know, so Scott Schaefer could build a career off of calling it out. And it just seems really rough to me to see someone immediately cut them off without reasonably assessing it, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Also don't get preferential treatment by a lot of these companies as well too, because if we sent them an email using our...
They promised to plant a tree on your plot of land, which they did not do. I don't think that's true. They did do the tree planting thing. I think you're wrong on that. I'm pretty sure they did do the tree planting stuff. I can't remember it exactly. I thought it was all about the title.
Actual email header, they probably could be like, oh,
these guys make YouTube videos and they do get views. So maybe we should send them the best of the best so we don't get any sort of like undue attention. And the whole reality of it is that we just like to buy things for ourselves so we can have like the consumer customer experience, right? It's kind of like what Gamers Nexus does. Like, we want to know what it's like to be in your shoes whenever we're dealing with anything tech related or really any product or service in general.
We just like Gamers Nexus, guys. That's why I took this sponsorship from this, what I realize now is a scam company, because, dude, it's like everyone was doing it. Deflect away with an irrelevant story, and then justify the action. Justify why you did the thing, dude. Not exactly the same on everything, certainly. There's certainly elements there. I don't know if he tried to justify his thing with Mama Max. He more just acted like it never happened, right? But do you know what I mean? There's definitely something here. Like, it seems like Mutahar's definitely got like a process in terms of considering how he deals with these controversies, you know?
So yeah, just literally to pay for the channel and to pay for some of the larger projects that we know may not do so well, or they won't do so well, we just get sponsorships for them, okay? It's like a rotating sort of deal going around. But that's generally the idea that we have. Now, one of the sponsorships recently, they ended up coming at us with a lot of spots, and it was one of those like sponsorships where they give you a micro plot of land for, I guess you could say, you give them a few bucks, they give you novelty plots of land, and you call it a day. Now, at the end of the day, we thought this was a gag gift. There's a lot of sponsorships that we do, which people do say are scams, and generally, as long as they give out a product, we tend to understand, like, oh, you know, it is what it is. It's a sponsorship, they're giving you a product. It's not like they're out there deliberately trying to scam you out of your money. So when it came to this, when it came to these, like, companies that gave out like plots of land, like a square foot or a square centimeter of land for like $10 or $30 or whatever, we thought it was just a gag gift. I've seen this same gag gift being given to a lot of people in the real world. Like, real friends actually ended up getting it from their other friends as part of a gift for their birthdays or whatever occasion. It was literally like a last sort of ditch gift that some people would pick up, or sometimes it would just be a novelty.
Yeah, the thing is like, the reason I'm like, I think it's fine for products like this to exist is because, and it should be reasonable, it should be fair, it should be correctly advertised, okay? Obviously, all of that goes without saying. But it's like, some people genuinely are very difficult to buy for, and there's like nothing else. Like, they literally will just purchase whatever they want, and they're older. You know, if they're older clientele, that's the kind of thing maybe you might get for them. Like, it's fine. It's a shit gift. I mean, sure, to you, to me, yeah, maybe. Just give cash. Yeah, but that's not really the spirit of giving a gift, is it? It's literally gift jog chow, right? But, you know, just give cash. Give them a check. But then that goes against the spirit of the point of giving a gift, doesn't it? It's a bit fucking mechanical, isn't it? Oh, here's $200. I was going to buy you some shitty gag gift. You know, it's the spirit of it and the thought of it. It's being thoughtful and thinking, you know, oh, you really like Scottish history. I bought you this thing, and guess what? Ha, you're now a Scottish lord because you got a plot of land in Scotland, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I just don't really have a problem with it as long as it's correctly advertised. And I do think that on the basis of this controversy, they should have tightened up their processes and protocols. But to call it a scam, it's like, if you want to argue it's a scam. Whoa, bro, what the fuck, dude? Shut up. What the fuck was that on my phone? If you want to call it a scam, fine. If you want to argue it's a scam, whatever. But it's like, Scott Schaefer didn't just do that. Scott Schaefer, like, named and shamed. And he made a whole list of people who had taken this sponsorship. And it's like, it's just too much. It's too far. Make your argument and then let people decide what they want to do about it. And if they are happy on reflection having taken it, or whether, and they've got an argument as to why, or alternatively, they want to disassociate and disavow and not work with them anymore, you know? Yeah, the ads were bad. I don't disagree with that. I think it's reasonable to call it like misleading or false advertising or something like that. Like, there's probably a criticism to be made there. But, you know, there's plenty of companies that are perfectly legitimate that have misleading or false adverts. In the UK, we've got, what is it, the ASA, the Advertising Standards Authority, and they investigate ads. And if they find a company having done that, they give them a fine or penalty or warning or whatever, and then they continue on. They're a perfectly legitimate company, but they fucked up in running an ad that creates a misleading impression of their product, or, you know, a false impression of their product, you know? So that's why I just wouldn't call it a scam. But you can, I think, argue there was misleading advertising or false advertising even. Because to me, a scam is more so like you're purchasing a product and it's supposed to be X and it's not X and it's not Y, it's Z or something like that. And like, then there's no refund policy or no refund process. You can't get your money back. Or so, you know, it's difficult to specifically define it to capture everything that's a scam. But to me, that would be something I'd be looking at as a scam. Whereas this is more so just a stupid product that had some misleading advertising. Yeah, like you buy a laptop and you get a box and it's full of rocks or something like that. I don't know, and you can't get your money back.
People would pick up just as a gift. That's pretty much all that we looked at it as. Just as an off note, there was also another aspect of actually having a specific title in front of your first name as well too, kind of like Mr. and Mrs. And generally, depending on where you lived and what the laws look like in your specific country, this could or could not happen. Again, these were gag gifts, so we didn't really look at them as too, we didn't really scrutinize this too terribly hard, but I feel like this was obviously a point to mention because it's one of the big selling points for a lot of these novelty plots of land. So again, when we looked at things a little bit closer, given recent events, we just decided to cut ties because there's no point having all of that, you know, ruin the relationship that we have built. And again, I want to take the big old L on that because I should have done...
I mean, you know, again, this is where the advertising fails because I think they did overstate the nature of this, right? But I think the idea that on certain, like there's some drop-down options and you can select these options and you know, it doesn't really mean anything. Like, what, on your fucking library card? You've got Lord whatever. I mean, fucking, like, stupid, isn't it? But I think claiming that you could do it on, like, travel documents was retarded. Oh, Stylo's back. Welcome back, mate. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's like, it's overstated. And then his response is to just immediately fold and be like, we're cutting ties. Like, doesn't that seem unreasonable on the part of, like, the company too? Like, this company is getting absolutely raped, and you are just immediately throwing under the bus. And presumably without doing much meaningful... I can't imagine... Like, what meaningful investigation could you do in this time frame? The 24th of November. I don't know the timestamps exactly. But what meaningful investigation has happened to establish that what Scott Schaefer has said is correct? Scott Schaefer is a fucking nobody at this point, who hasn't got any credibility. So you would need to do your own independent investigation and research in order to assess this before you would make any moves. You know? He did his own investigation video on the 30th. What? After? Wait, that's the wrong way round. That's after he's already cut ties.
A lot better.
And also, if you do an investigation piece after, are you not motivated to find bad things to justify you having cut them off? Right? Like, you're going to be motivated to look at it in the worst possible light.
In assessing and reassessing and checking all these sponsorships for myself. At this point, you know, a lot of this stuff is done by a third party, but that's no excuse for it. Obviously, the third party decides, but I ultimately should and do have the final.
Wow. Mutahar retroactively doing an investigation and finding a bunch of bad stuff about something he willingly participated in before. Wow, whoa, where have we seen that before, guys? God, this guy. One thing that Liquid Sonic is right about is this guy is the luckiest guy on YouTube. That is true. 4-leaf clovers all the way. Jesus.
I'll say so. And I should have done my due diligence to look at this stuff and get it over with. There's a lot of sponsorships we don't take on this channel. Some of them pay an exorbitant amount of money. Some of them are mobile games. For instance, if it's not Call of Duty Mobile, which is the only mobile game I play, that and Apex, a lot of the Battle Royales, I'm not going to take that offer. I have a rule for sponsorships. Unless I use the product, I'm going to take that sponsorship, all right? Like, for instance, anytime it came to G Fuel, I drink G Fuel.
Wait, what? How can this be his logic if he took established titles? That doesn't make any sense. What other, so he's claiming that, so the claim here is what? He's using all the products that he's taken a sponsorship for.
I mix the chocolate G Fuel in my coffee, which actually probably isn't healthy, but I do it anyways. Manscaped, you bet I'm shaving my balls with Manscaped. Extra, I have actually used their products, and I do tend to do that.
Even when it comes to things like Ridge Wallet, I still do use that wallet to this day.
Oh!
It's one of my default wallets. Okay,
Cuck
so
wallet.
again, that's one of the rules, and that's generally how I've justified a lot of these sponsorships to me. Now, again, when it comes to other sponsorships I won't take, obviously gambling is something we don't get into for obvious reasons, given the state of my
I mean, it's fine. Like,
personal
obviously,
beliefs
to
and
have principles about who you don't take sponsorships with is fine. You know, it just feels a bit disingenuous to act like you're using these products. Like, what? You happen to be using a Manscaped product, and then they offered to sponsor you. Like, I think it's probably the other way around. I think you got offered a Manscaped sponsorship, and then you've used their product since then. I doubt you were just like, who the fuck goes and buys a Manscaped product unless you've interacted with a YouTube channel in some way that's shilling it to you, you know?
What I've covered on this channel. Crypto coins, obviously we won't do it. I think it's really doubly insulting, and it hurts for me, is when I've made videos literally calling out scams, and now I've unfortunately been caught, I guess, in relation to one or under the umbrella. And it's just not a good look. It really is not. It's just not a look. It's not a good look, and it's something I should have definitely looked into. Other sponsorships we won't.
Yeah, I was just out here making my HelloFresh meal. Okay, my balls smooth from just having used the Manscaped, Bushwhacker 2.0. And, I was listening to some music through my brand new Raycon 3.7 with a new surround sound option, okay? And would you believe it? Just then, all these companies came along and decided to offer me a sponsorship. Come on, dude. Give me a break. That's not true.
As well, too, are anything revolving around, like, mental health. For instance, like mental health counseling, we just won't take any sponsorship with that, because unless we can validate, like, actual psychologists, doctors, and people working on that front, we just don't feel comfortable doing it. And of course, that's like my personal statement on all of it. That's just like where I stand. Now, when it came to this specific sponsorship regarding plots of land, obviously we thought it was a gag gift. And generally, the only cool thing for me was the idea of global reforestation. So they worked with, a lot of these companies do work with like actual organizations that are like, charitable reforestation companies that really work with replanting trees all around the world in order to combat.
Do you think BetterHelp is a scam? Yeah, because mental health care is a scam. There's nothing wrong with you. Pull yourself together, okay? Dude, I don't know. I've not looked into it enough. I'm always a bit skeptical when I see broad, like, outrage at something. It always just makes me go, hang on a sec, what's going on here? Particularly when it's about topics that people find it easy to hate on, you know? But I do know that they got criticized, or there was something to do with, what was it, the FT? There was something to do with sharing information. They got an actual government agency got involved and stepped in and fined them, I believe. So stuff like that, I'm like, well, that's bad. That's actually a substantive criticism that is bad. That's a bad thing that's happened. Do you know what I mean? There isn't just internet outrage. But yeah, I wouldn't take a better scam, dude, Freudian slip. I wouldn't take a better health sponsorship. I wouldn't take a gambling sponsorship, probably. I've had them. I've had offers for gambling sponsors, and I've, played with the idea of doing it. But I don't know, dude. It's just, not my thing. It's not my thing to gamble on stream. I don't want to do that. But yeah, I'll take a gacha game. I don't fucking care about that. Yeah, I'll fucking chill a gacha game till the cows come home. Yeah, sure. Download Monopoly Go, whatever the fuck it is, Steve. The gacha games are gambling. I guess, yeah, you could argue that. I don't really care. I think there's a distinction. I personally see it as a distinction that I don't know. Maybe you think that's unreasonable. I don't fucking care. I see a distinction personally, so I'm happy myself to take it. I think I'm quite clear about that. I don't think that, me personally, I don't like the idea of gambling on stream, so I don't take a gambling sponsorship. I'm not making some big moral frog argument about how bad gambling is on stream. That's my personal choice. Gacha games, I think, I'm happy to take that. I'm happy to play that on stream. I don't know. It's my personal view on it. But I'm not looking, if you take a gambling sponsorship, I don't think you're a lesser person. I'm like, whatever, dude, make your money, So I don't really think it works to try and point out some hypocrisy, because it's more about, my personal choice than being like, I'm not taking a gambler sponsorship because I'm such a moral person. I just personally don't like the idea of engaging in like slots on stream. I just don't want to do it, you know? Like if I enjoyed doing that or something, maybe I might consider it. So it's not like even like a strong moral objection to it, you know? Yeah. What are you going after Mutahar for now? Well, listen and you'll see.
Combat, deforestation efforts. And we thought that was like, the cool thing. Now, unfortunately, it seems as if there's some shenanigans around like if those trees may or may not have been planted. Again, I've been sending out emails before this. If this video sounds scattered, it's because it is. It's because I'm literally just coming at you with all the information that I have. And as
it sounds scattered because he is immediately dropping ties with his company off the back of public pressure and controversy. Right? So he sent emails. Has he received responses to those emails? Has he actually engaged with any of the sources of information to find out what's going on? Or is he seeing his face on a thumbnail and immediately folding because of public pressure and backlash? He's panicking. He's in a panicked state.
Develops. So again, I've been sending out emails. I've been trying to verify this all myself. And, I think apologizing is one thing, all right? Saying, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's call it a day. But I'm looking through our accounting for all the money we've ever been sent by any of these sponsorships that have been called out. And we're going to be taking that money, rounding it up, and donating it to these reforestation charities ourselves, okay? Just because it's the right thing to do, all right? Unfortunately, the damage has been done. I've probably pissed off a few of you, and, at the end
This is years old. Okay, what's your point? What does that matter? What does it matter how old ago something happened is? If this is the first time that I'm becoming fully familiar with a given situation. I mean, what the fuck do you want from me? I've said that I'm milking this as much as I want to.
The day.
I mean, giving the money and stuff is fine. That's a reasonable thing if you genuinely think you've done something wrong. But I don't think this is a genuine reflection on having done something wrong and wanting to correct it. It is a panicked, what can I do to look good to the broad public audience?
I'm going to have to work really hard regaining that trust that we've had. And I've unfortunately burned because of a bad sponsorship deal. Again, entirely on me. But to try to make it right, we'll, give as much money as we can to, or whatever we've had, to specific charities and try to see where we go on from there, all right? Yeah, but I guess that's pretty much where it all comes out into. I've been looking further and closer into these organizations as well, too. There's a few of them that claim to be legitimate. There's actually, like, beef between these organizations where they keep calling each other out. Anyways, it's just a wild pit to get into. I'm not getting too far in. I'm just going to call it where it's at.
No need. You've already done what you need to do to bring public favor back on your side. So there we go. That's enough, isn't it?
Mistake. We made a mistake taking certain sponsors, and we're not going to do that in the future. And again, whatever money that we've had, I'm going to go look through the accounting, and we're going to go just try to make everything as right as we can, because it's really all you can do in this situation. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much all it comes down to. I wanted to address it. I'm going to work on some other videos.
Yeah, like Mutahar is, I think the problem is, and the reason that maybe, some of this stuff has been overlooked is because with this, for example, right? I mean, Queeman, Mutahar's biggest hater, right? I don't know if even Queeman has pointed out this aspect of it. And I think it's because it's covered up by the fact that Established Titles was so derided, like its name was so in the dirt from the Scott Schaefer video, that people were just like, oh good, he's cutting ties, like that's good. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the issue. So I think this is probably one of other examples of the way he's just immediately taken panicked action because public favor is turning against him strongly, but it's been obfuscated by the fact that there's broad negative public sentiment towards the thing that he's turning against. So it doesn't matter. People don't notice it or talk about it, right? And within, I don't know the exact time frame. But I mean, yeah, it's like 24th of November 2022 when the video came out. As per UK time codes, it's 24th of November 2022. Be interested to see the exact time these videos were uploaded. That would be interesting. But yeah, it does seem to be pretty close for comfort, Anyway, what was this? Let's finish watching this. We actually got sidetracked there. Let's finish digging into this skincare thing, and then I think we'll move on. I think I got someone posted about some big rape story. Someone's walked back on their claim, so that might be interesting after this. Contextually relevant, right? What is
career? We've worked with other sponsors that are in the skincare game, and it's with the experience that I've had with them that I actually wanted to make my own company here with Art and, you know, Caleb and Chris, who actually ended up coming on a little bit later. So to give you an idea, when you buy other products, right, sometimes they'll make you do Scantron tests, they'll walk you through like multi-stage regimens, they'll make you buy like 7 or 8 different bottles that clutter up your actual bathroom, and I was just like, no, I don't want to do any of that, okay? I don't want to
Oh shit, it's not loading.
Go through an entire ritual in the morning, okay? My time in the bathroom is supposed to be as minimal as you can expect. You are talking about a guy that gets up, goes to the bathroom, brushes his teeth, takes a crap, and then...
Who's got the backlash to this? What's the backlash to this that happened? I mean, this just sounds like he's launching an influencer product and he's shilling it because it's his influencer product. Was there backlash to this? People were saying there was, and he privated the video, but I don't know anything about that. So I don't really know if this is much of anything, except maybe an example of folding to public backlash quickly, if that's the case. Where are the true Muta A logs? Yes, exactly. But you know, just based on what I'm hearing, you know, there probably is a story here, right? There probably is something here in terms of, you know, overstating an influencer product, and then when people backlash, rather than defending yourself or backing yourself up, you just fold, right? I don't know. That's maybe something in that, but you know, that is a bit. Yeah, we're getting a bit deep here. I don't know if there's any examples people can send to me, but yeah, I don't really think I've got much more, to be honest, on that front. Anyway. Bro, there's so many things you can look into, isn't there? He's making a 3-in-1 shit. I mean, I just, you know, I think I had this take about the Pokemon cookies thing, where it's like Pokemon's cookies was literally a white label product that Pokemon had branded. And if you do that and you're honest about it, I don't really care. It's like, yeah, that's just what influencers do, as long as you're upfront about it, whatever. But Pokemon massively overstated like the work that she'd done on this cookie brand, and people found the exact same recipe, and she'd added like vitamin D, I think, but they found the exact same recipe at Costco, and you could get these same cookies without the vitamin D for like a fraction of the price for like more product. And it was like, yeah, you're like, you've got a white label product you've put vitamin D into, and you're claiming it's some fucking crazy cookie. Like, it's just ridiculous. And I'm just wondering, is this a similar example? Like, you've got some white label product or something like that you're shilling as an influencer, and you're putting out a video where you're overstating what's happened in order to make it sound bigger or more legitimate than what it is by its nature, maybe. But I don't know. I don't fucking know enough about it to say. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, right, what is this I've been sent? Let's have a look at this. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. And what would be interesting, I guess, would be if Mutahar talked about the Pokemon thing and what he said and how it compares to how he had his own influencer shit. But